Hey, it's Mike for the Run Testers. I am here in a very sunny Chamonix. As you can see, there are the mountains up there. I'm here to watch a bit of the UTMB action. I've got a bit of free time, so we'll go for a little run in this shoe. That is the Hoka Mafate Speed 4. Done a couple of easy runs in it yesterday. I'm going to go and try and do a little bit longer than today. See what they're like, give you my initial thoughts. Yeah, go and explore the Chamonix trails. Nothing too hilly. I'll keep it pretty flat, but yeah, see what it's made of, and I'll let you know how I get on.
So before getting into the run test, here's a quick lowdown on the Mafate Speed 4. It costs £160 in the UK and $185 in the US. To put that into perspective, the Hoka Speedgoat 5 is £130 in the UK or $155 in the US. It weighs in at 295 grams with a heel-to-toe drop of 4mm and is designed to deliver strong support and cushioning in technical terrain for racing on trails. The key differences from the Speed 3 are that Hoka has added a lighter dual-density Profly Plus midsole foam to offer a more responsive ride. It's tweaked the Vibram Mega Grip with 5mm lug outsole design to offer improved grip on all terrain, and there's a single jacquard upper, much like the Speedgoat 5, to offer a more dynamic fit according to Hoka.
So fit for me, absolutely kind of spot on in terms of my UK size 8. Now, I haven't run in a Mafate shoe before, but I have run a lot recently in the Speedgoat 5 and the Tecton X. And I would say the similarities in terms of those shoes, in terms of this fit, I would say probably go true to size based on my kind of first run. You get a kind of very decent amount of space up front of the toe box here. It wasn't, a massively snug or, fit for me. I think you get a nice good hold up here and kind of in the midfoot as well. The level of padding at the heel collar is very similar to what you get on the Speedgoat 5, but you're getting a bit more in terms of padding on the tongue. That tongue and kind of laces combo works perfectly fine for me. It got me a nice kind of lockdown fit in my run. So yeah, I would say go true to size. Obviously, there is only a regular size, and this is not a regular and wide fit like you do get on some of the Hoka shoes like Speedgoat 5 as well. But yeah, for me, in terms of kind of my initial run, I would say go true to size with the Mafate Speed 4. So in terms of that run test, I have actually done a couple of easy runs in this, not very long runs, and very slow pace. And then what I decided to do was go out and do kind of over an hour of running, try and pick up the pace a little bit more in the shoe. I kept it relatively flat, but the terrain did kind of change up a little bit. It, predominantly was kind of, rocky and stony, and that kind of got a little bit more challenging further into my run. I went quicker on the first half and kind of slowed things down a little bit on the second half. Tried to go up a few more hills and see how it handled in terms of the kind of grip and traction point of view. I think overall feeling, it felt pretty good for me. It definitely felt very protective in terms of what you're getting in this kind of midsole and what you're getting in terms of the upper. It felt very secure, felt very stable. As I said, I was on pretty much flat terrain. When I kind of got up, there's kind of hillier bits up and down. Going down, it felt nice and kind of quick to kind of run in. Even kind of when it, you're trying to watch your steps in terms of that terrain. And in terms of this grip and the outside, this feels very, very solid. In terms of it felt very flexible for me as well. In terms of that, giving you that kind of strong versatility in terms of that surface. The different surfaces, the harder surfaces that I was running on. So from that point of view, it felt pretty good. As I said, I was trying to run a little bit quicker the first half of the run, and it felt absolutely fine for me. I didn't feel like I was slipping around. I think that the highlight for me really is that kind of outsole grip, and then you've got that kind of dual density Profly plus midsole foam, which does create something that feels nice and soft. I've used that obviously in different kind of Hoka shoes. Obviously it's applied differently here in terms of this trail shoe, and it felt pretty good for me. I didn't think it was particularly massively smooth and responsive like some of the other Hoka shoes that use that midsole foam, but I did think it was relatively stable for me in terms of that run. I've run a lot on the Speedgoat 5, slightly different in terms of the makeups of the midsoles, but it feels like there's aspects of that shoe in here as well. I just think that this is definitely built or feels built more in terms of offering that kind of bigger, kind of stronger protection in all elements when you're going long and really going long. These are shoes that people when doing the UTMB and the kind of longer kind of trail races and these kind of more elevated terrain are going to be using, and you can kind of see why in terms of how it feels underfoot, how it feels in that midsole, and an upper I think generally feels good. Overall, it didn't kind of cause any issues for me on my run. So yeah, those are kind of my initial kind of run thoughts on, I say, a couple of easy runs and then a kind of longer hour plus run in the shoe in really hot kind of humid conditions, but a nice enjoyable run on terrain that felt relatively flat, but it was harder and kind of got tougher later in my run where there was a little bit more elevation, kind of put my legs to the test. So yeah, initial thoughts, and that's my kind of take, my first run test on the Mafate Speed 4. So my initial thoughts on the Hoka Mafate Speed 4 is that it does feel like a shoe that is designed to go long, offer big protection, really strong outsole grip, and it feels comfortable as well, I would say, in terms of the upper and what you're getting here. Now, I haven't run in the shoes previously. I have run a lot in the Speedgoat 5. I think people are probably going to be thinking about how it kind of compares from that point of view. I would say that the Speedgoat 5, I found the fit a little bit nicer for me personally. I think it feels a little bit more accommodating. I also feel that the ride feels a little bit more responsive, I would say. I mean, these are technically similar in terms of weight, but for me, the Speedgoat 5 felt a little bit lighter to me. Overall, I don't think you're getting the level of traction and what you're getting in terms of the outsole here on the Mafate Speed 4. So I think that would, that would be a key difference for me in terms of those two shoes. If I was probably, based on those kind of early runs that I've done in these shoes and compared to what I've done in the Speedgoat 5, this, the Speedgoat 5 feels a little bit nicer to me overall in terms of what I've experienced in that shoe. But I do think that this is going to be a shoe that's going to offer a protective level of cushioning, high protection of, in terms of that cushioning, an outsole that feels very, very strong, an upper that potentially might come into some issues and really kind of technical terrain when you're really tackling and kind of going quicker from that point of view. Again, I haven't really kind of tested it and the kind of really challenging terrain, but I feel like maybe potentially you might have some issues there in the upper. We'll only know in terms of kind of longer term testing. But yeah, initial thoughts, it was pretty good on that first run and the kind of couple of easy runs I've done with it. And yeah, looking forward to spending a bit more time getting to know the Mafate Speed 4. But yeah, looking forward to spending a bit more time in the Mafate Speed 4, seeing how it handles and kind of some longer distances. And yeah, and varied terrain as well. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts on the Hoka Mafate Speed 4. So there you have it. That is our first run review of the Hoka Mafate Speed 4. Now, obviously, plenty more running to do before we do our full review. It will definitely be in less glamorous surroundings than this. As always, like and subscribe, hit that little bell to find out about the latest videos. And yeah, we'll see you for the next Run Testers video. See ya.